welcome back to another super spectacular edition of Storytime with Uncle Punky. I am, of course, Uncle Punky. It's not a proper nomenclature, it's just kind of, it's not on my birth certificate or anything. Am I giving too much away at this point? Alright. We welcome you back. We've had a lot of fun and a lot of guests in our pop culture talk show, and I'm glad you guys could join us. We may have some problems streaming live today. Technical difficulties.
We always have problems.
It is what we typically do. Yeah, problems are problems. Of course, with me is Roger, as always.
Hello, everybody. How's you doing?
Glad he's always back with me because I can't sit here by myself. It's obnoxious. As I'm told by my wife and my family when they have to talk to me one-on-one. It's unfortunate.
I'm called obnoxious when I'm
It happens.
around too. So yeah, together we cancel each other out.
We talk and we talk and we talk about things that people are like, yeah, we know. Okay. Well, maybe not everyone knows as to why we're here. Pop culture topics and situations and things. We cover it all. And we do it for you on YouTube, Facebook. We're on the Twitch. We have an Instagram. We're all over the board. So make sure to share, subscribe, wherever you can find us. Because we're really here. You know, honestly, I had an epiphany. I thought that I was doing this for me. I thought this was something that I just needed to get out. I needed to be, you know what I mean?
This is for the people.
No, it really is. But more specifically, it's a lot for our guests that we have, and just we try to pass on some knowledge. But a lot of it's for the guests that we have. We want to try to promote them, and we want to make sure and get the word out of things that people are passionate about. I mean, I've been on record numerous times as saying how I love people who are passionate about things. We're passionate about this.
And we've had some amazing guests.
And we've had amazing guests. And it
in a
keeps
broad
continuing.
range. Such
in
a
broad range. And
of
today, we definitely show that we have a broad range. And broad range. And that we're
I don't want to show you my broad range.
We're very well connected in the film community. We cover a broad spectrum. Comic book people, haunted people, people, trauma people. we got people.
T-shirt people.
And we're proving it today with
Toy
our
people.
guests who are going to be coming out in a little while. So we'll talk about them. Local filmmakers, documentarians, short films. They've got their hands in the works. So we're going to find out exactly what they have their hand in the works for. Anything specific going on with you? What have you done?
You know,
the record stuff.
I've been to a record swap earlier this week. I went to a record show this morning.
Right.
Going to another record show. It's all about music collecting this week.
That's good. We're going to tackle a music show so we get in some of that vinyl and we can talk and maybe we'll get a record player in here.
Sounds good.
That'd be cool. Why not? We can do that. We can get a VCR
we need
in
a
here.
DJ.
I can get one of those too.
We can have a DJ.
We know all kinds of. We're very well connected. Especially with our sponsor, not sponsors, the cider company Pucks, which is delicious and phenomenal, and of course Tardy's Collector's Corner, and Retro Rags, and all of our other friends that we met and we're talking to, and we got a lot more Storytime adventures coming up. I'm going out in public, which I do sometimes.
It's not. It's frowned on.
It's frowned on. I don't take an adult with me, and then I go make videos in places and talk to people, because that's what they want in their professions and their business lives, is me coming through their door with a camera, unannounced, mind you.
I'm filming.
Just full on. And go. Guerrilla warfare at its finest. I had an opportunity last weekend to do a ghost hunt in Belding, at the Belding Museum Science Lab place that they have out there. It's a really cool
How'd
place.
that go?
It's a very cool place. In the daytime, it's spectacular to go and walk through. A lot of history, different themed rooms, a lot of mannequins, and they got a lot of it's set up like a museum. It's really cool. Nothing really malicious or anything bad's happened there. I mean, a lot of history has passed through the building and of course that area, so it's explainable that maybe some things have gone on. But the guy hosting the thing was kind of a douchebag, and that didn't set well with me. And then due to a little bit of profiling, unfortunately, they tried some camera got misplaced or whatever, and they tried calling out our family who went, and my mother-in-law, my wife, and my daughter, and it was just it wasn't a fun situation. I didn't enjoy it. So there it is. But the experience was cool. The place is cool. I'm not faulting the building by any means. That place is wicked awesome.
So was it
really
being hosted by
somebody
the equivalent to Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters?
That name, Ghost Adventures, was dropped a few times during the intro to the night.
That is too bad.
Already I'm kind of out. You know, but it was a neat experience on our own, anyways, within the building at night. Like I said, the Belding Bell Lab place is
so
really
the investigators were all wearing MMA shirts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, a lot of affliction gear going on, and it wasn't a good. It was a fun experience to go at night to a location in the dark and listen to it settle and cool stories and stuff. Fine. The experience itself with the people who hosted it. Not a fan, so
from my experience, because as we know, I've done a lot of paranormal stuff before. if you're actually investigating,
Yeah.
big groups of people aren't the way to do it.
No.
Two,
and
three,
we
four
had
people
discussed that
tops,
too,
that's the way to do
exactly.
it.
And it was 20 people all together split into groups of 10.
Oh yeah, there's no contamination.
And the
there's,
noise
there's
and
no
just
talking.
it was
yeah.
too much. But anyways, it could have been done better, and that's what happened to me. Aside from that, nothing.
Yeah.
Just this. All right. We're going to go through our birthdays because we have to do the important things throughout pop culture. People were born who are giving us magic throughout our lives, and they continue to do so, even beyond death or birth.
A celebration of life.
Life and death, whatever it is. We'll have to actually find a title for this segment at one point besides, hey, it's birthdays. Play a ridiculous birthday song like on the radio.
Was born this week.
You'd say it's your birthday. No, we're not going to do that. But we do need a title. On the 24th of this month in 1911, Joseph Barbera, American animator, director, producer, co-founded Hanna-Barbera, which has given us
Everything
our
that
childhood
is based on. Yeah.
fun times, colorful images, and dynamic animation. I mean, it really led the way for a lot of things.
And I'd be remiss if I wasn't to point out that Hanna-Barbera also brought us the phenomenal live-action Kiss Meet the Phantom of the Park.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and Scooby-Doo
God.
in general, and our Flintstones. I mean, it was all the things that you can find on Boomerang now, which is Hanna-Barbera. I mean, they gave us a lot, and they incorporated a lot of our other pop culture characters.
Yeah, everything.
Harlem Globetrotters, and Phyllis Diller would show up on episodes
Don
and stuff.
Knotts
Don
and
Knotts
Jerry
all the
Reed,
time.
and-
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just phenomenal, and I'd still watch those to this day. So a lot of longevity, legendary. 1930s, Steve McQueen, American actor.
The epitome of cool.
He really was
He's
cool, man.
cool.
He had badass cars and badass locations, and he was just your everyday tough guy, equivalent to our Bruce Willis of today, I think.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
an everyday tough guy.
Not your everyday action hero.
Right.
Just regular guy.
Regular guy.
Wrong place, wrong time, typically. Which is what I love about Bruce Willis the most.
It's the story of my life, man.
Yeah, you and me both, brother. 1944, Arlie Ermey, American sergeant and actor.
He is no man's fool.
We had to explain who he was to one of our guests.
And
I
all you
don't
gotta do
know
is quote
how.
lines,
Just
yes.
quote pretty much anything where there's been a drill sergeant.
He is America's drill sergeant.
He's America's drill sergeant, or crazy sheriff. And
Crazy
Chainsaw Massacre, he was
sheriff.
like crazy sheriff.
He was the weird ghost and the
yeah.
Frighteners.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. I love Frighteners. And he was still angry and yelling at people.
And he was still a drill sergeant.
Still a drill sergeant. 1946, Kitty O'Neil, American stunt woman. Which there's a few of them, but not too many that reach popularity.
No.
Kitty O'Neil is one, and also the girl who was in that Grindhouse Death Proof from Australia, whose name I cannot remember.
I can't think of it now too. And I've met her, and I know who she. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
She seems cool.
She's very cool.
Yeah, and Death Proof's great. Wife loves that movie.
Yeah.
And she just
She got her start. She did all the stunts for Xena.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's a tough chick. 1953, Louis Anderson, American actor and comedian. That voice. Oh my God, he was funny, but his voice
He
made
was
me want
funny
to
in
just
small doses.
put my face through a television.
And I don't think Louis Anderson understands the meaning of small doses.
Right? No, I wound up on
Moderation,
Family Feud, hosting Family Feud. He had Life with Louis, the animated Life with Louis, which was successful for a while on Fox.
good.
I watched it, not gonna lie. He still does things. He's still doing stuff.
Life with Louis was just Bobby's
He played
World
something where he played
Part
somebody's
2.
mom. He's
Yes, he was in
cross-dressing
drag
something
and
recently.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it is, but yeah, he's still doing things. Good for him.
God, he could be our next Divine.
1960, she was created
By Weird Science?
on a Commodore 64.
Yeah.
for American
and a Barbie
teenagers
doll.
everywhere. Louis Anderson. Kelly LeBrock, I was one name up. That's a terrible description. He might have been created on Commodore 64 as well. Kelly LeBrock, English-American actress and model, married to Steven Seagal. Of course, she was the chick, man, in Weird Science. That was the 80s. I mean, that was you had Robert Downey Jr. in there.
Yeah.
You had Anthony Michael Hall.
What? The brother Chet was
Paxton.
Bill
Paxton. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And he turned into a big pile of poop. A big angry pile of poop. 1965. Again, these wrestlers keep popping up. Like last week,
We should
too.
probably do something about that.
We're going to do a wrestling show, but it's not this week. You people need to hold off on your godforsaken birthdays. The Undertaker. Mark Calloway, American wrestler and actor. I don't remember seeing him in much. He probably showed up in something. But, he's a giant. He's a big guy, and he's been doing it forever. One of the most recognizable. He used to show up randomly on the Rock and Roll Wrestling, Hulk Hogan's Rock and Roll Wrestling, the animated, which was awesome, with his little, the caretaker guy, Paul Bearer, who came out with the urn. 1973, the very young Jim Parsons. Actually, he's older than I am. Scratch that.
Younger than me.
He still looks younger than I do. Jim Parsons, of course, from the Big Bang Theory. Most people would know him from. He popped up somewhere else.
Garden
He's been.
State.
What was it? Garden State.
Garden
That's
State.
right. I looked up his IMDb recently. It was Garden State. That was a good movie.
Early appearance.
Yeah. Aretha Franklin on the 25th in 1942. The late great Aretha Franklin.
Amazing.
Of course. She was in Blues Brothers, belting it out, which was
Yeah.
one of the things that it stands out to me because I grew up. My parents showed me Blues Brothers, and just every bit of the music from that, I had to have the soundtrack on cassette.
Blues Brothers,
which I
one of those
did.
movies that I can watch.
Oh, I wore it out,
anytime
man.
Given, and don't you blaspheme me in here?
I couldn't
don't
put a
you
pen.
blaspheme me
Yeah,
in here?
I couldn't put a pen through that cassette enough times to fix the damn thing, and it warped. And I downloaded the soundtrack on my playlist. I always have it handy just in case. It's very near to dear to my heart. So is Aretha Franklin because I was raised on her for my mom.
Yeah.
We were raised out. I lived outside Detroit, and that's you listen to
She's the
you
patron-
listen to oldies.
She's a patron
That's
saint
what
of
you did.
Detroit.
If you lived in the Detroit area, you were raised on Smokey Robinson, Aretha Franklin, and all that. So, 1943, Paul Michael Glasser, American actor and director from.
Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, stop yelling at me. Starsky and Hutch. That was a sweet car. Oh.
It was a sweet car, but let's not kid ourselves.
Huggy Bear.
Yeah,
It was
Huggy
the
Bear.
real-
Huggy
real
Bear
star of
is
the show.
the true takeaway
The
of
real
show.
fashion play to the 70s.
Oh.
1947 gave us Elton John. English singer-songwriter. He's got a biopic coming out.
I love Elton.
It looks magical. He's fabulous.
He's fantastic.
Fabulous.
Closer, Tony Danza.
Yeah, you're right. The kid Taron Egerton did a song of his in that animated feature, Sing. And I think that's kind of how it got him. And he does look a lot
Gotcha.
like a young Elton
Yeah.
in that. He's pulling it
Yeah,
off.
he does.
The people they're pulling for these biopics are amazing. They're talking about doing one about the Sex Pistols, and I just read Johnny Rotten and the band are like, no, we're not backing
Yeah,
this.
there's already been one, Sid Nancy and
Right. And of course, there's
Doesn't-
Great Rock and Roll Swindle,
And the
which
Great Rock
was
and Roll
a
Swindle.
documentary
and
biopic
none of
thing
it
that
paints
is
the band in a
just-
good light. So.
Oh, still that Great Rock and Roll Swindle, hands down. I recommend it. It's terrible, but I recommend it. It is just amazing. It's got animation, it's got videos and imposters and crazy shit. 1965, Mr. Ed was. Oh, I'm sorry. Sarah Jessica Parker was born. American actress, producer, designer. I said it out loud. I ain't scared. She might come after me though. She
Yeah.
seems like she has the power.
Well, yeah, her
She's popular.
Matthew
People
Broderick
love
isn't
her.
gonna do
Matthew
this.
Broderick.
Yeah, she's got the
Yeah.
power to go to Abu Dhabi and
She can
dress
do
like that.
whatever she wants in this world, but she just can't fix her face. I'm sorry. She's not attractive to me. I'm not a fan of hers.
But again, we mentioned earlier, I did like her in L.A. Stories with Steve Martin.
L.A. Stories was good, but again,
Yeah.
she's tough to watch.
She's a little long in the face.
She was hastily put together. 26th, 1931. Don't shame me. Our guests are shaking their heads. I don't know how they feel about it. I'm sorry. It's just I'm passionate about things, and this is how it is. Leonard Nimoy, 1931. Spock. He was born and gave us science.
And you
The
know,
magic of science.
and outside of Spock, In Search of.
Oh, and
Documentary
Sergio.
series.
Yeah,
or TV
that
show
is really
from
good. And he did
There's all
a
weird
few
stuff.
other things that had to do with science shows that he had a hand in. My mind is blank about this, but
I'm
me
gonna
more.
I'm going to say yes.
You'll say yes, but of course
Okay.
everyone knows he was incorporated with Star Trek. For
And
those of you
that's-
watching who don't know who he is, that's what he's from.
Yeah.
That's what we reference. 1934, Alan Arkin, American actor.
Amazing.
He is amazing.
I love Alan Arkin.
He's to
The
this
In-Laws.
day. The In-Laws
In-Laws
was
my
really
favorite.
good. Yeah, and he's just got that character about him, like whoever he plays, and he's dynamite. 1940, James Caan,
Another cool
American
cat.
actor and singer, which
Caan?
surprises me. No, different Caan. No, we're not. We're off Star Trek now.
All right.
James Caan,
It's, Sonny, the coolest brother in
The
Godfather.
Godfather. Yep,
And the
of
best
course,
best death scene on film.
lately, a lot of
ever.
people like him in The Elf.
Oh, in The Elf.
The Elf. I don't know. I put
Yeah,
the in
they-
front of
you
most
always-
things.
you all of a
I just
sudden
wanna be-
sound like you're
I want to be proper. 1944, Diana Ross, American singer-songwriter, producer, and actress. Another dynamite
Amazing talent.
sound, of course, right up there with Miss Aretha Franklin. Steven Tyler, 1948, not such an amazing sound, singer and songwriter.
Oh, I disagree.
An actor.
Love Steven
Now,
Tyler.
now it looks like somebody's old grandma.
Yeah, he does
It's
look
got
like
rough.
an
It's a
old
rough
lady.
road. Still wears
Yeah.
scarves. Who does that? Who wears that many scarves? You don't need them. It's not that
Well,
breezy ever.
You know,
1950.
the mic stand's not cold anymore, so he took the scarves back.
Right. He's got to warm them up. Martin Short was born in 1950. I love Martin Short. Canadian actor, screenwriter, producer, singer. dancer, always teamed up with Steve Martin.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they were doing a tour.
They did a tour.
Yeah, Netflix special.
Martin and
S-
Martin, I would have loved to have seen that.
SCTV.
SCTV, at
Jiminy
Jiminy Show.
Jiminy Glick.
Jiminy Glick, which
Oh my
was
God,
funny.
Jiminy
It
Glick
got a
was-
little annoying from time
It
to
did,
time, but I loved
I
it.
love the premise of a character interview.
It just kind of reminded me of the Critic. Animated The Critic of
John
John
Lovitz.
Lovitz. It was
God,
like
that was a
it's
good
just kind of
show,
like a gay version of that
Good
for
point.
some reason. Yeah. 1960. We've been saying this a couple times today. Nobody puts Baby in a corner,
Unless she did something really bad.
or if she stars in Dirty
deserves to.
Dancing with
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze, Jennifer
Or
Grey,
if she,
American actress
if she
and dancer.
ruins her look by getting a nose job.
Oh yeah, she did.
She
And
I
ruined
it
think she
changed
looks
her.
way hotter now than she did back
Now
then.
she does look good
Yeah, I think
nowadays.
she's
I've
like-
seen
Yeah,
a picture
but-
of her
in
recently.
that
But
outfit,
she's
she
so
looked really-
nondescript
She
now.
aged well. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course, Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was all sassy in that one. 1971, Nathan Fillion, Canadian actor.
Another patron saint of the geek crowd.
Yeah, he's great. He's Firefly, of course.
Slither.
He popped what?
Slither.
Slither, yeah, Slither. He
Slither.
popped up in Guardians of the Galaxy as a voice in a
Yep.
few Marvel things. Yeah, I think he's awesome. I think they need to do more with him, especially in like Marvel or something. I
Well,
mean,
there's rumor in the Marvel because he's supposedly it's like in the background thing.
he was supposed to be Wonder Man.
He's Wonder Man in a poster.
No. They cut that scene.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be in
Come
Guardians
on,
2.
he was the Captain Hammer.
He was also Captain Hammer,
Captain
and yeah,
Hammer.
that's right. Doctor Horrible's
Yeah.
Doctor Horrible sing along. Oh man, I always forget about that one. There's a few people
That
that showed
was
up
I
on that.
hate the whole.
And the from the new Mystery Science Theater, Felicia Day, she popped up on there too. I always forget about those
That's
people
right.
that were in that. Oh, it's amazing. I got to watch it again. Thanks for reminding me. 28th, Brett Ratner, American director and producer. He gave us a lot. Brett Ratner. No.
You got to fill me in.
No, he didn't.
No?
He really didn't. He's done movies. We've seen
That
them.
case, yeah.
Look them up if you're interested. I don't know. I can't even think of a single one of them right now. Was it, the Rush Hours?
Rush Hour.
Yeah,
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour 2. Yeah, so
X-Men 3, the worst.
Oh,
X-Men.
no, no, no.
Oh,
we're not doing
I
it.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Wow.
see, this is where things ramp up and
I
get.
expunged that memory. Thank
I
you.
tried to.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yep. So
We're not going to
so
get
let's
my. We're not getting my
celebrate
blood
Brett
boiling today.
Tower
In this.
Heist? Tower Heist anymore?
No,
No,
yeah, the
no.
Ben Stiller,
No,
Eddie
it was
Murphy,
Matthew Broderick, right?
and Matthew Broderick. Yeah, they were all in it.
Oh, yeah.
It was an ensemble cast. 1970 Vince Vaughn. Yeah, we definitely need to move away from Brett Ratner. 1970 Vince Vaughn. We all know him. We all love him. Big, lovable, giant. I heard he's slimmed down. He's been doing a few other weird. I've seen some few things on Amazon that he's popped up in. One about like a prison where he's like kicking ass or something. Because he's got to do something.
Let's just go back to the beginning though. Swingers.
Swingers.
Oh,
Swingers
I
was
love
fantastic.
Swingers.
You know
that
that
is
that,
a landmark
defines
movie.
so much of the hipsterness of
In the indie
90s.
the indie movies and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it really threw a lot of things in the
And it
line.
brought.
All right, let's move you the hell out of the way.
I'm getting
We're
down.
gonna bring in our guests, the Alamo Studio Boys, Chad and Tyler. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. They woke up early and drove all the way from Kalamazoo, 40-minute drive.
It's true.
You're not our farthest guest yet. Our farthest one was from Detroit. We had our friend Addison who does trauma videos and stuff like that. Great kid, and we're glad he made it out.
From the Tro Masterpiece.
Trauma Masterpiece
Trauma
Theater. We just did a
Masterpiece
Kickstarter.
Yep.
He's like around 5,000
we-
subs overnight. But he's ridiculous and he is awesome, and I love what he's doing. So
Thanks to this show,
kudos
I'm
to him.
sure.
It
Oh
was.
yeah,
I think-
I'm sure we
It was
really gave it a
all
boost.
Thanks to us.
You guys, we have like 4 viewers, right? So we do what we can for the little people, anyways. You have Alamo Studios.
Correct.
I met you guys. You were working on a documentary a couple years ago for the Grand Rapids Comic Con and commercial work, and you're out talking to celebrities and flashing badges and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's really cool.
It is.
And you guys are you're building from this, and it's growing a lot. Because I stalk your Facebook, of course, because we're friends, and that's what friends do. So I know all about the film festivals and the Alamos, but not everyone may know how you guys got involved and how you guys met. So we'll start there, because I know this story. But please enlighten people how you guys got together and started the whole thing.
Sure. Okay, so
Well, I was born.
yeah, that's
Really-
basically it.
The end.
I've pretty much known him from his birth. Our moms were best friends.
Awesome. That's
and
cool.
so as a result, we kind of grew up together just through various things.
Right.
And then, I mean, but he's, what are you, 5 years younger?
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
5
a
years
wee
younger.
lad.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's,
Oh, these wee little fellas.
Right.
Alright, so he was
Right.
5 years different. So when like you're growing up, like I'm 18, he's 13.
Yeah.
I was never really close with him.
He
you
ran
know?
over me with a bike.
I did.
I told
As
that
friends
story
do.
at his what is it? At your 30th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
did.
part of the toast.
It was on video, so it's somewhere.
It started
How
early.
ironic.
This video
yes,
stuff.
How
yes,
ironic.
yes, yeah.
I had a cheap, it's called Intel Play camera thing.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like one of the
Digital blue.
first digital cameras as
Sure.
far as that goes. It was like, I don't know what the quality was, like
It's like 320
like
something.
three. It's kind of
240,
I was gonna say it's gotta be
don't
like 240. I
know.
bet.
something like that.
It was pretty bad.
Grainy.
Yeah, something like
some-
that.
yeah.
10.
It was bad, but anyway, I had one, and then Tyler got one, and then
Yep.
we were just filming stuff with it.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
There's an 11-minute movie of us just doing accents. No, me doing accents.
You did accents.
Me
I
doing
was
accents.
normal.
Chad playing the straight man, which is
Okay.
just so weird.
Right.
And he's just like, "What's going on?" And I'm just going insane.
Just for variety,
Just-
what accents
Yes.
did you tackle? Did
Yeah.
All sorts of
Did,
weird
did,
Russian,
did,
German.
did we bring a clip?
It-
No, I
Roll the
wish.
clip.
I
It's
roll the
somewhere.
clip. I think it's on his Facebook.
It
but,
is on my
Oh,
face.
nice.
Oh, okay. I cannot
Somewhere,
wait to
if
go
it's
home
still
and
on
see
there.
this.
It's on there. It's
That's the
nonsense.
intro video to his MySpace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
I never had a MySpace.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, that's how young
yeah,
you are.
exactly.
Damn
He was
it.
too young for MySpace.
Yeah.
So you don't know Tom.
There is
Yep.
a generation of people
Oh, yeah.
apparently who would do that. Yeah, you don't know Tom.
Yeah, no,
you
I-
haven't experienced that.
Yeah, that was me. I had the MySpace. and all
Okay.
that, but
So what were you guys into back then though that you were you guys trying to film things that you had already seen and were into, or were you guys
We
just
didn't talk about
freestyling?
it.
I mean, I think we just
Okay.
like freestyle a lot of it.
Freestyle, yeah.
And then we ended up like 2013 moved into an apartment together.
Okay.
And
We got married.
yeah, we got married, had
Yeah.
kids.
3 kids.
Yep.
But
Right, they're great.
Got divorced.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful
so
children.
Yeah.
it's a little awkward now
Yeah.
after the divorce, but I mean, it was good.
There's
But-
a
Right.
wall.
There's
here.
tension.
Yeah,
But,
Yeah.
but you have to stay cordial for the kids.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly,
yes, yes.
exactly.
Right.
So really, what happened was I think you were planning your Star
I
Wars
was
fan
planning
film.
a Star Wars fan film.
Yeah.
Which every boy.
I put
desires.
I
Yeah.
put way too much money into that. Like a
Uh-huh.
whole bunch. I
He
bought
did.
a lot of our
$10.
equipment that we still
But
use
Tyler,
to this day.
Tyler had
Do you?
a decent
That's
paying
good. Yeah.
job, and he still does. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
I was like,
How do we get
gosh,
in on that cash?
yeah, how do I take advantage of it? So without
Yeah.
him knowing,
Gravy train.
I emailed one of the Diamond Comics their big distributor, Diamond.
Sure.
Diamond
Oh, yeah.
Comics.
This
I'm
must
very
be said
familiar.
that this is how every project starts. Chad just comes in
Yeah.
and says, "I did this." Oh,
Diamond
Cool.
Comics is the Walmart of in the comic world. Like
Distribution
you have
of
to
it,
get
yeah.
everything from them.
Yep.
And so for Free Comic Book Day, they didn't have like any set docs and stuff. So I contacted them. I was like, "Hey, we're thinking of doing something like this. Would you be interested in that?" They were like, "Oh yeah, that'd be awesome." So
Oh, wow.
that's how we got our first job
Cool.
down in Kalamazoo, Michigan, at Fanfare is the comic store down there.
great comic store.
Yeah,
Nice.
really nice
We'll have
guys.
to come visit them.
We
Yep.
did that, and then they liked it, and they asked us to do the Halloween Comic Fest.
Oh, cool.
Which is
And we-
how I met you guys.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And so we thought, let's look for a smaller place, because Halloween Comic Fest compared to Free Comic Book Day is nothing. It's
Right.
like Flag Day compared to Christmas. You know,
Right.
like
Right.
there is no
Unless you
comparison.
find the right shop, which
Yes.
you did.
Yes,
We did.
exactly.
We found the
Unless you
perfect
find
shop.
the right shop, and the shop is wonderful, but it's smaller. So if it gets a decent amount of people, it looks like it's
Like
really
it's huge. Yeah. Oh,
popular.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
what you
for all
want.
our viewers, just to let everyone in, it's Tardy's.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Tardy's.
Yeah.
It was
Sponsor.
absolutely
Yeah.
Tardy's.
Nice.
Absolutely Tardy's.
Yeah.
And they were having Roger there as a guest that day, so we interviewed him, and that's how we met Roger, and then met all those guys. It was awesome. It was a really fun time. When we were editing that, Diamond Comics replaced the person that had hired us,
Okay.
and the person that took over seemed to have no idea like what was going on.
Oh.
So we just kind of had all this footage and nothing to do with it.
Oh no.
And we were like, well, shit, all right.
Just make
We're just-
something.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so Tardy's contacted us. They're like, "Hey, we're just wondering when that's coming out." And then I told them the situation, and
Yeah.
then, but we were like, you know what, let's just do it anyway. So we did
I
it
talked
for.
to Gavin yesterday, and he told me this story.
Okay, yeah. So
On
we
how
did.
you guys got connected. I had mentioned you were
All right.
coming up,
Yep,
and he was excited.
that's awesome.
Yep. No.
We
They,
know
yeah.
Gavin. Yep.
Yeah. Love those guys.
Mhm.
So we put it together for them, and ever since then they've been super
Yep.
helpful. They think we're awesome, and we enjoyed that for our ego's sake,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so.
Well, of course. Who
That's
doesn't
nice,
like the ego
yeah.
strokes for any
and,
reason?
And then we got hired by Grand Rapids Comic Con
Mhm.
Yeah.
to
Through
start
that
yeah
as
through,
well.
through that to
Through
start
that.
doing their videos.
Yeah.
And when we were planning out our first one, we wanted to follow around an artist, and we knew Roger, and we were like, he was
You do
really
art?
From time to time.
Yeah.
First time. Oh, I never knew. That's crazy.
It's weird,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
We
either.
thought like
Yeah.
he was
You know.
really good on camera.
Right.
We interviewed
Yeah.
some really like
You're really good on camera.
yeah, he was. He was good. We interviewed some people that were like definitely not the kind of. I'm not gonna go against Tardy's main audience there, but let's just say some people are so into comics that they just probably shouldn't be on camera to
Right.
represent sales.
They're
You're not
too
gonna push it.
Too excited.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
you want to
absolutely.
bring down the sales pitch.
Yes, yeah,
just
exactly,
Just a
exactly.
smidgen.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
so we said let's go with Roger because he was really cool.
Mhm.
So we came to there for Free Comic Book Day and just kind of like told him, and he's like,
Yeah,
yeah, of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I never turn down free
He
publicity.
really
or
doesn't.
Screen
He's-
time ever.
What was
Such
your-
a slut. It's
I-
terrible.
I remember what he said. I'll
was
think
it?
of that. You guys keep going.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Anyway, and
Oh,
that,
Mama June's getting her own TV show.
that sounds to your
That was the
song.
most important topic
Yeah.
you could think of
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
time.
yeah, right,
Mama
yeah.
June.
Yep.
So that's what started our Grand Rapids Comic Con stuff.
Yeah, and that's how I met you guys
Yes,
too.
exactly,
You guys
exactly.
like, hey, you want to talk for a minute?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I got connected with the Comic Con through Gavin, and through Mark. You know, got hooked up to those guys, and then they let me gloriously MC for a couple days and just hang out. It's amazing. It's so much fun. I mean, if anyone hasn't gotten to the Grand Rapids Comic Con, there are videos. We showed one last week. Actually, you guys' latest.
Oh,
Well,
thank
awesome.
From that,
Yes.
yeah, from last
With your
year's
wedding.
Alamo Studios, which
Yeah.
we also have on file. We're going to play it all the time
Oh, good.
because we have another Comic Con coming up this year,
Yep.
We do.
which
yes.
I'm sure you guys are going to be big involved in.
Yes.
Commercial?
Yep.
Yep.
We're switching up.
Okay.
We're switching up some of the ways we do the videos. So we've been doing longer form videos
Okay.
as our recaps, and this year we're going to be releasing multiple videos.
Oh.
So you'll be getting one a month. Is probably what the
Essentially,
plan
it's
is.
like
that's very cool.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
essentially Comic-Con stories. So we're splitting it up into
So,
individual segments.
shorts and
We
such.
kind of did
Nice.
that with this last one, but
Okay, yeah, I noticed
yeah.
that.
Our
Yeah.
last video had your wedding in it as
It
one
did,
part, and we
which-
played as a video game with the stages and
You
all
made
that.
my wife cry.
Oh,
Oh.
okay, all right,
No,
all right.
no, it was good cry. You get high
All right,
fives for
good,
good cries.
good.
No,
Nice.
she loved it. I loved it. My daughter, everyone who's watched it, it's just you guys do amazing
Awesome.
work.
Well, thank
I'm,
you.
I'm
Thank
very
you.
proud of you for that.
thank you.
Which is why it was nice you guys to come here because it's very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah,
So just to
absolutely.
be included in any of that at all, because we're all nerds. I mean, honestly.
Absolutely.
And,
And-
and
our
speaking of
own
near and
right.
dear to your heart, I let you guys know this before, but I still get feedback on that first long form Comic Con documentary
Yeah.
that I'm featured in,
Yep.
and I
That's
still
awesome.
get feedback on it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I've
Still
had
to yourself
people. I've
about
had people
That,
ask me like, "Hey, your co-host Roger, he was in that Comic Con." I'm like, he absolutely was.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
Good. That to me, that was probably my favorite thing we've done because
Yeah.
that more so than this year. That was my baby.
yeah,
Yeah. I had scripted the whole thing out. I had done a
Nice.
storyboard. I mean, as much of a storyboard on a documentary as
that
you can do.
Yeah, especially for
Um,
that environment.
Yep, I had chosen all the music and stuff. I had it pretty much perfect in my mind, and it turned out exactly as I wanted.
Yep,
and this
that's
year's
great.
did too. But when
Yeah.
it's your second year doing it,
Yeah.
you're just not as a.
Yeah.
No.
It's
You're
so
not as
it's such a
attentive to
smoother.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was such a smoother process this year.
Sure.
Like
And we did go into this next one thinking there's no way we compete with the last one,
Sure.
and we were okay with how it came
I
out.
th- I
We
think it
liked
turned out
But
really
you,
good.
you need
Yeah.
to go in with that kind of mentality, though.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you
Yeah.
probably get better expectations out of it in the
A
long
little bit.
run. You know,
Yeah.
like, you know what?
I mean,
There's
you may-
no way we can
yeah.
top that. But
Yeah.
then you do your best, and then you're like, oh, well, yeah,
Yeah.
this is either equally or as good, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
And there's no predicting the things that can actually happen in reality footage and
especially in a
Absolutely.
live,
Yep,
live environment like
Absolutely.
that with the different people. Once they see cameras, you know, they
Yep.
start hamming it up. Especially in that kind of environment, Comic Cons, people dressed up and they were just in character
Yep.
all weekend. So
Oh, yeah.
And then
you know,
you got a lot of Eastman footage.
Oh
a
yeah.
lot
Oh
of
yeah.
Eastman
We did.
You
footage.
know, that was
Yeah.
like, how do you expect that? You don't
Yep.
plan it.
Yep,
Yeah.
Right.
exactly.
Yep.
yeah, he was
Exactly.
he was quite the talker. And he has
Oh.
great stories. I mean,
He's
he
great.
was so welcoming.
Yes,
and
he was
so
a
cool.
very relaxed guy to talk to. He was so calm, and he said everything that we were hoping
Yeah.
someone would say, and
Yeah.
he said it.
Yeah.
Like that he would go to, even if he wasn't there,
Sure.
he,
Yeah.
he would still go to Comic-Con because that's his crowd.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's perfect, man. Like,
yeah, dude, they've made him.
that's the sales,
And those
yeah.
are the kind of people that you want at your cons, and anywhere that you bump into, if you know that you have a job like that where you are in some kind of limelight, respect to the people who give back to you and who gave to you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I imagine if anything ever took off in my life where I wound up with some pop culture status, I would forever go to conventions and stuff. Forever. There'd be no question about it. I would be so humbled by each and every person that came to me. How could you not? I mean, I don't understand how I don't understand how some celebrities do that. I've encountered a few in my radio career that were less than cheery to see their fans or to even sign an autograph. You're wasting their time, and it's like, why are you out
You
here?
would be nothing
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
them.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. I've
Yeah.
gotten thrown out of the Van Andel for arguing with Fall Out Boy.
Oh, that's
Nice.
a good story.
Oh,
Interesting.
They
so there
were-
was a
There was a Fall Out.
Oh,
There was. All right, quick short story.
All right, let's hear it.
A radio event, had to go with the meet and greet crowd. Fall Out Boy signing stuff. They were dicks to some 14-year-old girls who were head to toe in Fall Out Boy gear, posters, and just dad brought them, and they were just not cool. So I informed them of this, and then it may have escalated. Possibly I was escorted out of the Van Andel Arena. That's about it.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, Pete Wentz was a
Allegedly.
dick. Just saying. Going on. So you guys, that was more of a fun environment, even though it's still you're doing something. You know, you want it to be professional, obviously. So going forward from that, you guys have more projects and been working on more projects of more serious tone.
Yeah. So we had a documentary called "Remember the Alamo"
That came out.
Which is a great documentary,
Oh,
by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's about
Yep.
the closing of an Alamo Draft House in Kalamazoo, Michigan. That caused quite the uproar in the town and the city, and so we decided.
Well, I mean,
let's-
it is kind of a pop culture geek mecca.
It is absolutely,
And it should be,
absolutely.
and it's so awesome and sad that it's no longer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we decided to kind of do a little doc to at least it started out just wanting to get a visual tour to post online like once it's done, you know, like so that people can look back and go, oh, okay,
A memento.
cool, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
a memento.
Because that was a big piece of Kalamazoo.
It
For
was,
a long time.
it was.
Actually, the Mad Scientists from Mystery Science Theater, they do a lot of the Animal Draft House
Yep.
stuff in Denver, and I know those ones are still kicking. And I'm surprised that got. I don't know why that would have gotten shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say,
What was
it doesn't matter.
Should we?
Yeah, what does it matter? We've shown the movie 100 times.
And
So
it's closed.
yeah,
Right.
so
Right.
so
There's a wall
that-
here.
That
The lawsuit's on this side.
right.
I
That
sit over
property is owned by AMC.
Oh, okay.
So they were essentially just renting
Space.
from
Okay.
yeah. So AMC owns like two different property companies,
Okay.
and that's one of them that owns that one. So Alamo was doing it. They saw that the Alamo financially was doing very well. They
Sure.
don't have an AMC in Kalamazoo,
So
they say we're gonna double your rent unless, or
Sure.
to stay.
Okay.
Or AMC is going to come in because they offered
And-
us double.
right,
Well,
sure.
you own AMC,
So-
or AMC owns you.
Right, they
so
didn't offer you
you're not
nothing. You're just
really
trying to get the
doing
money.
double.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's
So
rough.
they essentially
Yeah.
got
That's too bad.
They've got
forced out.
cultivated real estate.
Yeah, they're-
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I
a
mean,
good way
they
to put
could
it.
have stayed, but if it's double the rent, your profit goes way down. It just becomes it's not worth it at that point financially.
And,
So
yeah, they were kicked out, and then basically, but EPR Properties didn't really come after us at all.
no,
in
no,
any way,
no. People were worried, like with our doc, that EPR Properties was
Is
gonna
there a
come
way
after
that
it.
Alamo could ever come back around? I mean, like I said, it's still
I think
big
they
as
could.
what it's called, Alamo
Yeah.
Draft. I mean, it's
There's one in Detroit that's going to open
Okay.
2020, 2021, I
Okay.
think it is. And I just went to one a few weeks ago. I was out in Phoenix. They have
Sure.
a couple there.
Yeah.
As for one in Kalamazoo, it's going to be a while before we
probably,
see something
yeah,
like that.
Still,
That was kind
butthurt feelings.
Yeah,
and stuff
I
like
don't
that.
even know if
But
it's...
we were lucky.
We still have the Grand Rapids market.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's true.
Yeah,
You know, and I've always wanted to open a cool theater that shows either double features like some old 50s stuff and just
Mm-hmm.
a range of films in just nice comfortable setting, have a bar out there and just, really cool. And I know where there's a theater that's in Grand Rapids that's still sitting there. We actually, producer and I, we used to live together. We were roommates. Nothing weird. Sometimes Tuesdays. But we were actually looking at it at one point, like for a venue or something, just like this cool theater. I mean, it's still got the marquee outside and stuff, and like private parking next to it. I'm like, I want that building. It had a clown affiliated with like the marquee of it at one point in time, which really got me. But I mean, I just the idea of those cool theaters where you can show awesome movies and just things that people need to see. You know what I mean? Not just the big time studio stuff that's out there. I mean, of course, obviously incorporate that in some way if you can, but just show good films the way they're supposed to be on a big screen. Because there's so much in my collection I've never seen on a big screen. I mean, there is a lot. I've been alive for a few decades.
There's a theater in Paw Paw
Okay.
that we rent, and it's like
Oh, nice.
it's like $100, something
Sure.
that we rent and show movies there sometimes, like for our
And that's
private screenings and stuff
that's
like
brilliant.
that. Yeah.
That's really cool. Well,
Yeah.
then we're definitely getting invites at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, we do have something.
Yeah, we do have something. We do have
Yeah.
something coming up. In,
Yeah.
in
That's good.
May, that I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
venue. You have a forum to make announcements.
You have a
Just
forum
saying.
to make anytime you want.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
if you guys
it's
want
true.
to call
It's
and
true.
video chat me, we don't care. We can do picture in picture now. We got that.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah,
Fancy.
Yeah. We'll
Actually,
live
we'll-
satellite
Actually,
via
we'll
via
clutch
satellite.
cargo you guys. We'll just have a still picture, and then we'll like
Do
superimpose
the
the
mouth.
human
Oh
face
my
on it.
god!
That would
Why
be
don't we do
amazing.
that?
That's
Hold on,
there we go.
you guys need a
Well.
plate. Hold on, we gotta look which
Yeah,
camera
which
we
camera
have.
do you want us in? Oh, we'll get stills. Don't worry. Facebook's a magical thing. So after the Alamo, what's the next step? Because you guys have film festivals.
Correct.
Yep.
48-hour film festival.
Yes.
That's a lot of
Yes.
film festivals.
We have coming up this next week, so it'll be going on like right now. People will be in
Sure.
the heat of it. It's the Kazoo 48-hour film festival.
Mm-hmm.
Kazoo as in actual,
A kazoo.
kazoo.
Yeah, right.
Not smoking.
Or if
Yeah,
you're-
not smoking,
Yeah.
but kazoo.
Or if you're
Kazoo
from
it.
Michigan, we
Yeah.
do know it's Kalamazoo, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
kazoo,
yes,
right.
haha. Funny based off Kalamazoo.
Play on words.
But it's a 48-hour film festival. What you do is you sign up online, you register with your team, and it's $25 a team. So, but if you get like 5 people, that's $5.
Yeah,
You get
absolutely.
3 people, you tell them it's 30. They pay 10. You pay 5.
Manipulate your friends.
Exactly,
Sure.
and then you get assigned at 6 p.m. on
Oh.
that Friday
Okay.
a genre, and it'll be broad. So like horror, science fiction, drama, comedy.
Okay.
You want to keep them fairly
The
broad.
spectrum. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
I call them video rental selections, like
Okay.
when you go to
Yeah, absolutely.
Blockbuster. You get your genre, you get a line of dialogue that you have to use.
Okay.
Some of them are like Great Balls of Fire, other ones is like, and what about Naomi, and stuff like that, and you got to figure out a way
Oh, not a
to
problem.
work it in.
Yeah.
Your character, one character has to be a certain way or act a certain way. A prop that you have to use, and there was probably something else
I
that
like this.
mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, you don't even have to be a filmmaker per se.
No,
No.
that's the thing. Like
they give you the tools.
Sometimes
Or,
it's-
I mean, you just come
right.
in and they're like,
sometimes
do
it's
this.
easier to not be a filmmaker
Yeah.
because you can just have more fun
sure,
doing
yeah.
it that way.
Oh yeah, just a bunch
Yeah.
of people clowning around. And
Honestly,
whatever.
the ones that win usually are the funny ones.
Yeah, exactly.
They get the most votes. So you gotta go for humor.
There's 2 categories. There's amateur and professional, so you don't
Okay.
have to worry about competing against the people that have
that you
their,
know are going to be doing.
their red
I don't got a
cameras and
chance
all that
about
stuff.
Right,
Yeah, exactly. You can use your cell phone even
Nice.
and turn it in,
long
like
as you
whatever
gotta get
you
enough
want to do.
movement.
Yeah, as long
That's-
as it incorporates everything, that's great. And it's only 1 to 6 minutes. So
Okay.
if you can get it all done in a minute, I don't know
Our
why
show,
you. how
our
you'd be
show
able
is going
to.
to do this. We're doing this next year.
Oh,
We're in next year.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, we're
I'm
in
a
it.
judge this year, so for anybody who wants to make something funny,
You're right.
Yeah.
right.
At the 6 minute, so that's 6 minutes including credits.
Cash.
Yeah, I accept,
Yeah.
I accept
Okay.
20s, big bills,
I accept
whatever.
cash and
Yeah.
pastry.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got a
Exactly.
few other local film companies down in Kalamazoo helping us with the voting and everything,
That's
and
awesome.
so it'll
This
be
is incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun event.
sounds
We're
awesome.
Good. You guys have
Pretty
anything?
excited
Do you
for
have anything in it? 'Cause
we-
you're a judge.
We're
You can't-
judging.
I know,
Yeah,
and I-
Oh, you're judging as
I'm
well?
the executive director is my
Oh,
official
wow.
title.
Well,
Yeah,
hell.
Yeah.
which basically means I'm the guy that put the money in towards it and
Okay.
hopes that eventually it will get big enough I can make it
I
back.
didn't recognize
That's
you about your
the-
butler. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
Your Rolls
Yeah.
Royce. That's your Rolls
We-
pork
we-
outside.
yeah,
Right.
we tried to keep it as minimum spending
Sure.
as possible, just
Oh,
because
yeah, you
when
have
you're
to.
taking a risk like that for your first year.
I understand.
You
But
just gotta be
there's a lot of
safe.
feedback coming in, though.
Oh,
A lot of
absolutely.
people
Yeah,
wanna
we've
get
got a lot of
involved,
teams
and
signed up.
This is great.
It's going very well. We're extremely
Cool.
happy with it.
And when does it all wrap up? Like, when's the big
So-
to do with the showing?
So April 18th at
Okay.
the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts, they're going to do a screening
Okay.
that night.
Cool.
And every team that was in and team member, they get in free. Everyone else, I think it's $5, so not much.
Okay.
You get inside and you get to enjoy the things and see who gets the awards and all
That's
that kind
great.
of stuff. Yeah.
That's
Man.
awesome.
Well, you have all this information on Facebook.
Correct.
And every time you guys post something, I try to incorporate it on the show. So,
I've seen that.
if you want to find it on Storytime Uncle Punky or Alamo Studios on
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep, Alamo Studio on Facebook,
Yes,
and there is Kazoo48film.
kazoo48film.com. We'll put all this stuff up on our Facebook and stuff,
Okay.
of course. And like I said, anytime you guys put stuff, we're definitely going to share it. After the film festival, what's next? What's next? What's the big step?
I have a script that's been in the works for a while, so there's
Oh.
a possibility of a movie. Everything's kind of under wraps on that.
No, that's
because
fine.
I have nothing really fully fleshed out. It's
Okay.
fake. It's faux secrecy. So
That's fine.
like I'm hiding something, but really
you're
it's,
not.
I don't know what it is.
You're hiding,
It's
but
that
you're not.
much of a secret.
That's great. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be an
Building
epic.
interest on
Right.
interest alone.
Yes.
Right.
Interest alone.
And you?
After,
Working on his movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, that'll be
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We will have our commercial for this year. Will probably be the next thing we get started.
Oh
on.
yeah.
Excellent.
Yep, that is.
Excellent.
Yeah, we've got,
Okay.
We got 2 commercials coming this year for Comic-Con.
And if people come to you with scripts and ideas, you guys are pretty open.
Yeah, we're pretty open if it's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
I
If
mean,
it's good,
yeah.
we our slogan used to be. I think I probably typed it in. We removed it because we didn't know if it was too odd or something. But it was
Right.
like we make things we like to make.
Yeah.
Like that's basically it.
Brilliant.
That's what we told clients and everything.
Yeah.
Like we make things we want to make. If
That's
we don't
good.
want to make it, we don't make it.
And that's
It's
how
just-
companies should be.
That's how it works.
Okay. That's good. We're going to talk an intermission here because we're going to take a quick intermission. And word from our sponsor, not sponsor, Puck Cider, who actually got a nice commercial. I think it was like 99-cent studios or something like that. They didn't pay a lot, and it's a great commercial.
Awesome.
It's like 30-second spot. Amazing work. And Puck Cider is, of course, amazing and delicious. And you can find it all throughout Michigan. They're in Detroit now. They are on tap constantly at Hopcat in Detroit.
Wow.
I was just at the Hopcat
Is that
last
not
week.
amazing? Our local little Conklin bar.
Last year.
It's phenomenal. These guys work hard. They do all the stuff themselves. They're putting it out there. They got new labels coming out, some new flavors, and it's all delicious. It's all throughout Michigan. It's on tap, variety of locations. Look them up online too. Puck Cider, Schaefer Cider Company. Of course, Tardy's. I don't have a commercial for them. I'm gonna make a commercial for them.
Go for it.
I kind of already did.
We should make
It wasn't good. I don't know if you can.
We can
We
make a
do.
commercial.
We have one for
Yeah,
them.
I mean, you can show
Technically.
the Halloween Comic Fest every
Yeah.
time.
We
It's
could.
like a
We
7-minute
could do
commercial.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they need something. We
Yeah,
need to update.
they probably
them
need a
for
little-
them. They need
See,
something
we
else.
just need to give them your footage. And
All right, we'll discuss this at intermission. We're going to intermission. We're coming right back with Alamo Studios. Sit tight.
At Schaefer Orchards, our hard cider is so good, it pours itself. Don't believe me? Oh, I got you. Puck cider.
We are back. Excellent music choices today. Because of our guests, they told me what they like, and it's hard for me to resist. And of course, some punk rock, which may not play on Facebook. I don't know how that works anymore. But it definitely shows up on YouTube, so make sure wherever you're watching our show, share and subscribe. Our good friends at Alamo Studios are still with us as we roll into the second segment of stuff and things.
Things
Yeah,
and
stuff.
We're going to make it topical, of course, to what you guys do in your profession. In your budding profession as it is growing. Maybe some things that were probably inspirational. Maybe some things you haven't seen. I know Tyler may be out of the loop on a few of these documentaries. Right.
Yeah.
We're going to start with Plagues and Pleasures of the Salton Sea,
My favorite.
which is Roger's favorite, which is why it's on the list. Great documentary
Great
that is
documentary.
narrated by John Waters.
Anything John Waters does or touches, I'm a fan of.
Right,
Okay.
and
Doesn't
it
matter
is
to me.
marvelous. And it is about Roger will give us a summary on this one because
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
a-
horribly familiar.
It's about a man-made lake in Southern California that just went bad,
Oh, okay.
and it is literally should be a condemned river and lake. And it's
Okay.
just like this culture that grew up around it that should have been like the ultimate resort culture, and now it's just the dregs of humanity and trailer parks.
Wow. Wow.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, that one's going to be on my list then. All right. Next one on our list is I don't know what our next one is. What's our next one? Bowling for Columbine.
Of course. That's a classic one.
It was really, really big and very topical, which a lot of documentaries, that's what they stem from, important topics of the times and things that are going on, and that was a huge event.
Yes.
Columbine was big.
Mm-hmm.
School shootings. Michael Moore, of course, is very achieved as
Yes.
a documentarian.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, he's won awards like crazy, and it's from Michigan,
yeah.
Yep.
which is awesome.
No, he's really good at most of his movies.
Right, he's a bit
Yeah.
opinionated, bit of a blowhard
I
at times.
see, and I don't even mind that. I
Right.
don't mind that.
Right.
That doesn't bother me. I think it's like eventually he started to repeat himself. Capitalism: A Love Story, really good movie.
Sure.
But if you've seen his other films, like you already know what that's.
You know what to expect.
You know where
from
it's
him.
going.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it
There's
didn't
nothing
bring
new.
anything new. I think his
Right.
best film is probably Sicko. Is my
Oh.
personal, which is about
That's
I
an
agree
older
with
one.
that.
about
Sicko
Yeah.
is-
universal healthcare, basically,
Yeah.
and it was totally different from his normal stuff. And it's not even an aggressive like Fahrenheit 9/11. You could
Yeah.
definitely say is an aggressive film.
Yeah, people were angry around that time anyway.
yes, exactly.
So he just built off that.
Sicko isn't so much that; it's more of a let's look at the facts and
Yeah.
let's feel bad because of
Yeah, and then show
real
people
things
the
that are
facts and
happening.
explain them
Exactly.
what the situations are. Nice. All right, that's
Yep.
fair enough. I mean, aside from that, you guys like Michael Moore as
I've never
a
seen
filmmaker?
a Michael Moore
you're
documentary.
gonna have to
yeah.
indoctrinate yourself.
I think
Yeah.
Roger and Me is also
Roger and Me is like
is
the original one that
classic.
I
That's-
ever
yeah.
saw.
That's what got his name out. I
Yeah.
mean, that,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
That
and
was
that
the
one.
original name for the show, but it was already.
It
Oh,
was. Yeah, we can do
okay,
Roger and
yeah,
Me.
that would work.
And unfortunately, I have to host, so it wouldn't have made any
Right,
sense.
yeah.
Next on our list is Buena Vista Social Club.
Now, this
Familiar?
one I am definitely familiar with, but I have not seen.
Are you familiar musically with the Buena Vista Social Club at all, Tyler? You know
Nope.
the artist at all?
No.
A famous musician got together 12 Cuban artists.
Cuban
And
jazz fusion.
Jazz, fusion, artists, just different, Cuban artists together as a band, Buena Vista Social Club. And it documents them coming together, and a lot of them are up there in years, but man, they made some magic, and it's awesome, wonderful, beautiful music, and it culminates with all them together, and they're still very popular, and it really increased their popularity like tenfold. It was an amazing documentary, though. It falls around a wonderful group of Cuban musicians, which, a lot of people, they're unaware of this music, you know what I mean? But when this came out, it
And,
really...
thank God for documentary films, because Cuba being very isolated from
right, right.
the rest of the world,
Yep.
for the most part, either both self-imposed or externally imposed.
Yep.
This was a way to find out more about that culture, that art, that
the closest
that
you
those
could get
people.
was Miami.
Yeah.
That's it, little Cuba. What else we got? We got something. Grizzly Man.
Ah.
Oh,
Werner
yeah,
Her-
of
Somebody was
Werner
just talking about
Herzog.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have at least heard about
Yeah.
this one. Okay.
Yes.
I've seen part of this.
Grizzly
Yeah.
Man is Werner Herzog,
Mm-hmm.
and they filmed this guy and his girlfriend living with some bears, like 13 of them.
Yep.
No big deal. Live with bears, nature documentary. Nope, towards the end, one of the bears eats him and his girlfriend,
I mean,
which you can assume
Yeah.
was going to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
However, it's all documented as this man attempts to live with grizzlies,
Yeah.
does okay for a little while.
let's not pretend that when they started to make this film, this is
didn't
exactly what they
assume, yeah.
hoped would happen.
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
the bear will eat
Let's
him.
not forget this
Yeah.
was
Right.
Werner
Yeah.
Herzog.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
He wanted that to happen.
Exactly,
I think that was
exactly.
intentional.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
He's like, you know what?
Absolutely.
This
He-
guy's not very bright.
Yeah.
Let's go put him with some bears.
You
Yeah.
know, there was a pre-discussion before where he met this guy, and he was just
Yeah.
at a party. He's like, "So if a bear started to eat you, would you save yourself?" And he probably went, "No, I'm good." And that was
Cool.
when he
Yeah.
went,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Good.
Yeah.
if
They're like, should we stop
if
camera?
while we're filming, if we just smear you with meat,
Right,
for
that's
dinner,
exactly what I
you
think.
know,
What
Here,
I think could
hold
have
this
happened.
salmon.
Like, Yeah.
Right.
Chad has a little bit of that producer in him."
oh, 100%.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Right.
If I can get it.
Yeah.
Look, it's fine to just tell a story of a guy that lives with bears, but
you
is
really
that going to
wanna-
be as memorable as
You want
the
to
dude
capture
that
the
got
moment.
eaten by
That's
bears?
important. No, it will
Just
not.
to let everybody know, though, we would probably never make that documentary. Never let somebody get eaten by bears.
I would
But
probably.
the idea would enter our head.
Oh, of course it
yeah,
would.
no.
I mean, I would. If I'm making the documentary and they signed off, I would let that person be eaten by bears.
Yeah,
I
well, the
would say
documentary
no.
filmmaker's job
They
is to
can't-
not get
Yeah,
involved.
get
you
involved.
can't. You
You're not
can't.
supposed to.
You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Get
There's
involved in the
legalities.
documentary.
You are not involved in that.
See,
So if something happens, you're like, keep rolling.
Maybe this
Just
is
keep
because I
rolling.
don't watch documentaries, but I'd still
Right.
be in there helping them probably. But
Well,
I
how?
get it.
You
They-
throw rocks at the bear and
I'd
run
th-
for your
I'd
life.
probably.
I mean,
Okay. I'll
the
think
odds
about
on
that.
you fighting
I
a bear,
wouldn't- I
no, not
wouldn't
even
even
just
try.
you,
Yeah.
anyone
Yep.
stepping in and be like, no, I'm going to fight this bear, help this guy. Nope, you're not. You're going to flee the
That
scene.
is a good point.
Now, do you guys have any opinions on traditional filmmakers then going into documentary filmmaking?
Hmm.
Do you think that this kind of skews it?
I think it depends on how. I'm trying to think of someone that did it really well. Okay, my favorite filmmaker is Martin Scorsese.
Okay.
That dude makes a ton of documentaries on the side that
Yeah.
we don't even necessarily
Sure. Yeah.
know about.
Yeah, no, I've
mostly
watched a
all
couple.
about Bob Dylan or the Rolling Stones.
The Rolling
but
Stones, yeah.
still, he makes a lot on the side. Those are really excellent, well put together things.
Mhm.
I think the difference is he's going in to do things he's passionate about,
Yeah.
and not just trying to make it look like he can do a documentary.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I think if it's something you're passionate about, you'll still do a good job at it. However, Super Size Me.
Super Size
I know this guy.
Yeah.
I
What's
can't think
what's
of his
his
name
name?
either. Spurlock.
Yeah, Morgan
Morgan
Spurlock.
Spurlock, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Morgan Spurlock directed the One Direction concert film. He had that was just purely for cash.
Right,
He had
yeah.
absolutely no intention of making that into like a big
Well, James
film.
Cameron, the stuff on the Titanic,
Yeah. Okay.
of course, because being involved with the Titanic,
Yeah,
he's like, I'm an authority now.
He's done some like deep
So
sea.
yeah, a lot of deep sea stuff. Very
docs.
cool stuff.
Yeah, those are good.
Very, and you know, because I'm not a huge. I've watched Titanic. It's obnoxious.
We all know how it ends.
yeah, exactly.
Don't tell me. I haven't finished it. It's a long movie. It's not. Did you hear about the new type? They built another one, same specs and everything
Yep.
to the original one.
Yes.
They're like, oh, who wants to be the first on that cruise? No, you didn't learn your lesson the first goddamn time. So I'm definitely not going to get on this boat.
Right.
Up yours. All right, the next one actually is a really good one. The Rolling Stones, "Gimme Shelter," based on their touring, and it all culminates at Altamont. When a Hell's Angel stabbed somebody, they were supposed to be security, and all hell broke loose. And it's very, very. I mean, even if you don't like their music, there's a lot of their songs I don't really care for. I'm not huge on them. There's a lot of their songs I do like. It encompasses a lot of the songs you do like.
Yeah.
That you've either heard on the radio and not some of them more. You got to sit through an album to get to the good shit. But it's an excellent documentary.
See, I watched this one years ago. I'm trying to think of how long that would have been. I want to say at least 10 years since I've seen this movie.
It's one of the older rock documentaries that came out. I watched another one.
How lucky to catch lightning in a bottle to be just happen to be
Right.
filming a documentary on
When
tour that
something-
culminates
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the most pinnacle event in their career.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
You just
And
happen
it
to have
was
a
on
camera. It
film.
wasn't any other shows, any other big stadiums
No.
or events.
And it
No,
was just a festival show that was ending a
Yep.
tour, nothing
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
to
Capture
have
that moment.
that
That's
moment
crazy.
captured on
Yeah,
film.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you get moments like that. I guess.
And the
Yeah.
movie wouldn't be as iconic as it is or known if that hadn't
If
been
it wasn't
in
for tragedy.
Right, exactly.
Well, that is that's the thing with documentaries. You have to hang around enough until you
Yeah.
get the thing you want.
You might
That's
not.
really
Yeah.
it's be there as much as
Yeah,
you
it's
can
like
be.
even in those
Absolutely.
docu-series where people spend so much time with the families, and you know they're just there
Yep.
but not there for
Yeah.
months and months, and these people got to act normal and go through their lives and tragedies without
Right.
somebody
Yeah.
right here in your
And
shit. It's like okay.
Eventually, I mean, the point of that is to be with them as long as possible, because then after the first month or so, they'll be so used to you
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the real stuff
Yeah.
will start to come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
And-
and it's that
yeah.
slow build, and that's how you get
Yeah.
serious.
And-
yeah.
And that's why documentary films take years, 2 years in the making.
And
need the
a
footage.
series like Making a Murderer,
right.
that was a big one. Is that one you have?
We
on,
might
to
have
talk
that
about?
on here.
Oh,
We'll
okay,
probably get to
I'll
that
hold
one.
off on my thoughts. I'll hold off.
Yeah, what is well? On a side note, I've watched a few good rock documentaries on the Ramones, the Gits, the Damned. You know, some good older punk bands. They got a bunch about thrash metal and its history, and but all kinds of decent ones on Amazon actually. All right, well, what's our next one then? Crumb, based on the artwork of R. Crumb,
R. Crumb.
Fritz the Cat.
Yep.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on-
It was
yeah.
like one of the biggest posters of the '70s. Everybody used to say it to each other. I think that and Jive Turkey. I wasn't really that old in the '70s. Roger would know.
Yeah,
They were- a lot of-
everyone said it.
everybody
all
said
the time.
that was just
it
your
was
greeting.
casual dinner conversation.
Oh, you out of here? Hey,
Keep
man.
on trucking.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on
Yeah,
trucking.
bro.
Have a good night, Jive Turkey.
He was a he was a phenomenal artist. Incredible for his time. A lot of filthy stuff involving cartoon-like
But
characters.
a
and very
different, groundbreaking
cartoony-
style.
Very groundbreaking style. Even his animated movies and stuff were pretty racy for the content and animation. I mean, it was just unheard of. Which led the way to like Ralph Bakshi and other artists and stuff. Who Ren and Stimpy, of course, creator. And
John Kalafosky.
yeah, I cannot. I'm butchering everybody's names.
We'll just call him John.
Public apology to Tyler. His birthday announcement last week. That was my birthday present to you. I butchered your last name.
I was gonna call you out on
I
it,
appreciate it,
but
and I'm sorry still.
I'm still angry. No.
He's still angry. That's why he hasn't said much to me. He's not eye contact whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's like, no, bro.
And to make it even worse, Punky actually misplaced the three names too in the wrong order. And
Oh,
I think
that's
I did.
awesome.
I think I called him Tyler, Chad, something, and there's like 1,000 names. I incorporated you both. I
That's
melded
all right.
you like in
My
the
middle
thing.
name is Joseph, so I get Tyler Joseph, which is 21 Pilots lead singer.
You're digging way too close to pop culture. The pop culture surface for me. That's my teenagers know the answers to that. I do not. Yeah, but Crumb is a good one about the artist and his life, and check that one out. What else? Oh, Exit Through the Gift Shop.
Oh yeah, of course I saw that one.
That is a highly currently popular. It is funny.
Yes.
His art is amazing. It's simple. I mean, it's just it really encompasses everything that Banksy, whomever he may be, does.
Yep. And
Brilliant.
I've never seen this one either.
This one is well worth
I
checking
haven't
out.
seen Roger and Banksy in the same room before.
Never.
Yeah.
No. Whoa.
Not
And
one.
you might
True.
never see us in the same room.
That's true.
And it's funny, I actually just watched a Banksy documentary last week when he did that 1 month in New York.
Oh,
And
okay.
every day had a different spot.
Yeah.
And yeah,
People
he's
just
got to
trying
be
to catch
well
'em.
funded.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But to stay that anonymous this long, oh my god.
Well, like what he did the most
That's a
recent stunt
documentary in
with
itself.
that
The paper shredder.
the paper shredder,
shredder.
It built into the frame.
Yeah, how much did that sell for?
Stunning, $1 million.
Yeah, okay, I know.
Millions of
I know it
dollars.
was a
He's
lot.
like, nope, shut that shit down.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And people tried to put it back together, and they were just angry. It's like, well, it's an art piece. What do you expect
from Banksy.
from a person who's notoriously known for anti-disestablishment and this? You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
Shouldn't that up the value more? If you have
You
all
would
the
think,
pieces?
especially if it's shredded with the frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
How would that
Actually,
not? If you
that's-
turn around and put that back in that auction,
Tape that back
people are
together.
gonna double the
Well,
price.
Because
that's
now
pretty
it's more
much where
famous.
They ended it wow,
Was-
this is the artist created this, so this is the final work. Shit, cool.
Yeah.
And that piece, being a performance piece,
Yep.
is now the most famous piece
It
because
truly
everyone
is.
knows about
It
it.
truly
Absolutely,
is.
yes.
Yep. Oh man. So yeah, amazing the way he does through his.
Hopefully there will be a documentary at the end of Banksy's career that explains how he got away with it and who he was.
Yeah.
That, That's what I'm
That's
really
what I'm waiting
excited
for.
for.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a tragedy.
So
at
once
that
he
time.
dies, we'll get some good movies.
We'll get some good
Yeah.
footage.
that'll
Oh,
be-
Roger and I will
that'll
be long
great.
dead by then.
Yeah.
Who else do we got? The original,
Of course.
documentary of all documentaries, 1933, 22 or 33, 33. 22 camera work wasn't this good. Nanook of the North. They followed an Inuit Eskimo through his daily struggles in life.
Yep.
In the frozen tundras, man, and it's tough. It's excellent documentary. I mean, they used
Iconic.
it.
Yeah.
Shown in high schools and elementary schools. I remember watching it. They bring in the AV cart, and then pop
Hook up
on
the
Nanook
rail.
of the North. Yeah, Laserdisc. You know. beta.
Oh yeah.
So,
I
little
have a
little
laser
beta.
disc player.
Oh,
Yeah.
we when we lived together, the producer and I, he got Star Wars on Laserdisc, which turned out to be 12 discs.
Free discs each, both
Yeah.
sides.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Sure.
was. You get 15 minutes.
That's
Take it
still
out,
highly
flip it
sought
over.
after.
Yeah, it's
That's-
a slightly
that's
different
still
cut, too.
Really
Yeah.
sought out because that's one of the.
It's the first
Yeah.
Was it the widescreen version too, or was it the full?
I don't
It's the
remember.
collector's edition.
Yeah, it's a
not
collect.
the
It had a
collector's.
book that came
because
with it.
it's
yeah.
that's the only widescreen
really
release
Right.
of the unaltered versions. Although technically he
You
did
buy
it
a
on
house with
DVD,
that.
but it was in 4:3 non-anamorphic.
Sell it and buy a house.
I think I only paid like $30 for it.
Yeah, but
know.
it took forever to get there. And
I mean, it
Okay.
might not be a house worth, but I
Yeah.
mean, it'd be.
There's a guy who has. What was the other thing that was Laserdisc? It was the big. It was like a Laserdisc, but it was enclosed in the big plastic.
Oh, the,
thing. It was like video disc or
Video
something
disc.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a guy in Lansing who's got like a little shop with random crap. It's just one of them weird
Uh-huh.
stores that just has cool stuff in random little store of a variety of things, and they have that. And he's even got a player for like $20, and it all still works.
See,
Well,
I've
that's
got,
the
I've got a
thing.
bunch
Yeah.
of the old cart ones like that.
Yeah, that had
Like the
Superman,
make-
Star Trek.
I've
you
got
got
like the making
classics.
of Raiders of the Lost Ark
Ooh.
and Street Fighter.
Now, doesn't
Oh.
Sonny Chiba.
correct me if I'm wrong,
That's
but
good.
Tardy's has a
They have some
decent
of-
laser disc.
Yeah,
They
he's
have
got
some
a good
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc
Yeah,
collection.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I went through them.
I bought
when saw them
Independence
last
Day
time.
there
Yep.
not that long
and
ago.
it's still a cool format to have, and people, kids, you don't know. Kids, you don't know. Google
No.
it. Look it up.
But if you're gonna storm them, storm a small box because they're heavy.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are
they
heavy.
are. Absolutely.
Oh, here we are. Making a murderer.
Okay.
Did they make a murderer? Stay tuned.
Oh!
Then they made a sequel, of
Yes.
course, where they follow around the lawyers
Making
and the
another
families
murderer.
and talking to him in the prison and all. It's
It's basically the Better Call Saul
honestly,
of documentaries.
it is.
when my wife and I watched this, we got very involved.
I think
It
most
really,
of America
it
did.
really drew you in, and it made you have an opinion on something.
Absolutely.
And it made you. I mean, but it's hard to tell what you're making an opinion on and who's giving you this information, how you're viewing it.
I was going to use this for my example earlier
Okay.
of getting comfortable with the family, and the more it goes,
Right.
the more things come out.
Yeah, yeah.
So those first few episodes, you're very much on their side the whole time.
Yeah.
By the end, I thought for sure, I was like, yeah, he totally did
Yeah,
it.
he totally
like,
did it, right.
There's some things that
But
don't make
then
sense.
you're like,
But
wait a
his nephew or whatever it was,
Right.
like he totally didn't do it.
Right.
And as at the end, as more has come out for them as they're making it, I just thought that was
There's a lot of back and forth
Really well,
on how you
yes.
feel about them and the family and the way they follow the lawyers. Amazing lawyers.
Yeah.
Honestly. And just, loopholes and things that fell through the cracks and, police stuff. And it's very in-depth and it's very cool. And it brought a lot of other documentaries in the limelight all of a
Absolutely.
sudden.
And which brings me to a point which we talked about during the intermission. I think that Netflix and the other streaming services have done more to stimulate documentary
They
filmmaking.
really have.
Oh,
Netflix
yeah.
started off a lot.
Than
Amazon's
anything.
got, like I said, really good ones because I don't watch Netflix anymore. They took off my Marvel stuff and I'm still bitter and I'm boycotting.
I get
Still
that.
there for now, though.
I get that.
Shut your face.
Yeah.
Everyone shut their faces. No, it's going away and it hurts inside
Suddenly
and it's
there's a
still
lot of anger.
fresh.
A lot of
I
anger.
have a lot of anger.
You got some pent up streaming issues.
It's the whole X-Men thing all
Hear that's
over
a-
again. It's
it's an old
either way,
age issue,
Marvel
right?
is doing things to hurt me, and I don't appreciate it very much. All right, what's After Making of a Murderer? Great Gardens.
Yeah.
This is an older one.
This is one I have not seen.
None of you guys know.
I know
I have
I know
seen-
of it.
You know of it.
I have seen documentary now.
We're going to get to that.
Yes.
You and I are going to talk about
All
this.
right,
We're
all
talking
right,
about
all
this. Okay, but the basis for a skit that happens, which we'll discuss, is Grey Gardens, which is these two women who had the life. I mean, they have this mansion. It's in Rhode Island. It's up in Hamptons, in Southamptons or something like that. And they still dwell there. And they regale about these days that have gone by, and they have their fancy guests and wealthy people that would visit them, but it's mainly a lot of raccoons and other wildlife that just kind of wander into this home, and they dress in these furs, and they're very, just these two bizarre old women, and it's just enthralling.
They're stuck.
They're
stuck living in
former
their glory
socialites.
days.
Absolutely, but it's just amazing to watch. It's almost like watching a zoo, which a lot of documentaries kind of like capture the humans. You know what I mean? They're behind
Right.
the screen, and you're watching. You're like, who does this? Like hoarders. You're like, who does this? It's weird. But documentaries, they let you into that world, and they kind of enlighten you to a lot of things. And like, I wanted to go visit these women and hang out with. It just felt like, man, they need company. I want to come in with some KFC boxes. Like, what's up, girls? Tell me a story. Please tell me a story. Here we go. We're on to the next.
How would I do that?
An Inconvenient Truth, which brought documentaries back into some popularity and limelight, won a Nobel Prize.
Yep.
Won a Nobel Prize. How many other documentaries can say that? Good, bad, or indifferent. Nobel Prize for anything. An Inconvenient Truth is the love labor of former Vice President
Al Gore.
Al Gore. Thank
Yeah.
you. Wow, I am dropping the ball today. Al Gore.
Alborn.
Al
Damn
Gore.
it. Al Gore, of course, talking about the environment and climate change, which of course is a huge topic nowadays. Ghosts and spirits. This place is possessed. This happened last week too. But talking about climate change, which of course is very big nowadays, so I'm surprised it hasn't increased popularity. I know they try to do a sequel.
They did a second one, like
Yeah.
an even more inconvenient truth or something they
Yeah.
called it. It did not do well.
Hey, what was the climate change one that was before the flood?
Before the
Yes.
flood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before the flood.
Isn't
there
that
was
the,
that
is
one
that the
too.
Leonardo DiCaprio one?
I think
Or
so.
that-
Yeah, because he's got his hand in a lot of
Yeah, he
environmental
funded that.
things.
Yes,
and
yep.
funding of he's huge on environmental
Yeah,
stuff.
between models and global warming,
Right,
he's got his hands
very,
all
very,
over.
very busy guy.
Yeah.
So that was a big one, very topical. We have what about Snow White? That was it. That's all we had. Nice.
Oh, no, that's fine.
All right, that's all right. we can move on to this. Documentary Now is a documentary spoof show.
Yep.
It's supposedly in their 50th year. Was it Judi Dench? Not Judi Dench.
No, it is Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
She is the host of this fake documentary show, which was originally Fred Armisen and Bill Hader, comedians, of course, from Saturday Night Live. Okay.
Yeah.
But they just do. It's just a bunch of different little documentaries that they do over their different seasons of the fake documentary show, and they are hilarious. They do one that's a spoof of Grey Gardens.
And then one of Nanook of the North.
They do a Nanook of the North one. They do one about Talking Heads. From Talking Heads, that was widely popular. And it's just, and it seems so serious, but it's just so off the wall. And those guys are hilarious. So
they're great.
now they're in their second season
Of the 52nd.
of the 50th second season of whatever documentary now. Helen Mirren still hosts. And then they have, besides Fred Armisen, I don't think Bill Hader does too much because he's got some other things going on.
He's got a movie coming out.
And he's also got that series.
Barry.
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 Like
Barry's the shit.
I
love Barry.
I haven't watched it yet,
yet,
but everything I've seen I like. I'm trying to get through my other shows before my other shows.
The new season starts Sunday night. I'm ready.
Yeah,
for it.
I went and did the What We Do in the Shadows.
No, that's good.
Yes.
Perfect.
Documentary style.
Amazing.
Did you?
Amazing.
I would say this ties us in. In pop culture.
Yeah.
Mockumentary films, which
Yes.
I am a huge fan of mockumentary
I
films.
am as
Absolutely.
well.
This
And
is
as a matter of
Spinal
fact,
Tap.
your wife and I have the same favorite documentary film, Drop
Farson.
Dead Gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
I think,
That's
a
yeah,
classic.
Technically
yeah.
is, yes. My
classic.
wife
I-
does love that. I've had to watch that numerous times. and
I
it is-
love that one.
Yeah, Drop Dead Gorgeous is good.
Spinal Tap.
Spinal
Tap.
Tap. This
Best
is
in
Spinal
Show.
Tap. Best in Show.
Mighty Wind.
What was it? What's the name of it? Is it Waiting for
Waiting for
Guffman?
Guffman.
Waiting for
Guffman. Yes.
Which
Yes.
is the same.
Oh,
yeah.
Brilliant. I
yes.
love that one.
Yeah, mockumentaries
Yeah.
are fantastic. I actually watched
then
one.
and then it
Leslie
gives-
Vernon. It was a horror movie.
Yes. That's
Behind the
great.
Mask.
Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie
Which is
Vernon.
ridiculous, but absolutely funny, and it tackles that genre of horror movie style just brilliantly, and it is amazing.
And then in turn, it gives us The Office.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Modern Family, which is very
Exactly.
documentary style.
Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
Parks and Rec,
Parks and Rec.
which is one of my favorites.
Arrested Development. in a way.
Arrested
Arrested
Development.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kinda.
they do a little bit of
Yeah, that one.
fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, Arrested.
kind
Yeah,
of.
I'd say Arrested Development wasn't so much a documentary
Well, it's shot like one.
style.
It-
I think it was shot
yeah.
like a regular film, but it wasn't shot like a.
It seemed a little bit
And
more
it-
towards
like the one
Yeah.
was actual talk to the camera, like documentaries and.
But they
Yeah,
would,
yeah,
but they did
yeah.
acknowledge it from time to time, where they'd
yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
break
Yeah.
that fourth wall and
Yeah.
be like, stare directly at the camera, at your audience, and then
Yes,
just kind of,
yeah.
those little
It was
nods.
more just the film style. Just
Yes.
what they were doing.
Man, yeah,
and
we
it
have all
has the
kinds of
Ron
them.
Howard narration, which
Which
makes
is
it
Right.
perfect
Yep,
for that.
absolutely.
They
Which has a
worked.
lot of. Have you watched that new season of it? We just wrapped it up. It's
The season 5 part 2.
yeah, the whichever one that
Yeah.
just
I'm
came
not-
back out.
I need to start it.
It is pretty good. It is
Okay,
good.
see, my whole problem with the first part of season 5
Yeah.
was that we still acknowledged all of that season 4 setup. And season
Right.
4 was a mess of a season.
was a
It
train wreck.
was.
It
It
was
was.
a
They were
train.
all over the
and
place.
and it ends with like 10 loose ends that he was dead set on wrapping up, and that to me is the thing that
Yep.
held back season 5
Yep.
was that he's still so focused on the
No,
plot.
they wind up tying everything together eventually.
I heard
but
the
it-
last episode actually kind of ends it.
complicated ways, and it's still funny. I mean,
Yeah,
Jason
yeah.
Bateman can do no wrong in my eyes. I've loved him since Teen Wolf 2.
Oh yes, yes.
Still a special place in my
That
heart.
that's a perfect film, Teen Wolf 2.
I love Arrested Development, the first 3 seasons, and I remember I watched the 4th season once through, and then haven't seen any of the 5th because
you don't want to sully your.
no, because just like with most of these documentaries, I'm so out of the loop. I'm in my own little bubble.
Yeah.
From the beginning of when Chad has known me, probably anytime I'd reference a movie, he'd be like, "I haven't seen that. Why have you seen that?"
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
a weird selection of
Yeah,
movies
that's
I've
very
seen.
true.
That's good.
Yeah.
You need that under your belt.
I
Yeah.
guess.
That's good. I appreciate the obscurity that we go through from time to time here in the show. Roger, he's seen a lot of weird stuff by his obvious collection at his home.
Yes.
I have.
Which
just
these
from-
guys have gotten B-roll
Oh,
footage
yes,
of.
right,
right. We've seen
And
it.
so is our crew.
So
It's
is
got
our crew,
B-roll
yeah.
Footage.
Whenever
And-
we're like, we want to see something weird, we pull up the footage.
Yeah. Does he have it? Let
House
me see.
guy.
I have a history. I used to work for a lot of video stores, Blockbuster Videos, mom and pop places, movie galleries, you name it. I've worked for video stores and movie theaters as projectionist and this and that. So I've been involved with a lot of movies because I've been working since 1992.
Nice.
So that's a good span of years to be involved with the entertainment industry, I
Right.
guess you could say. And I've seen, there was one time we lived in Chicago, there was 5 of us, 2-bedroom trailer. It worked out. But we each worked at a Blockbuster. So there's 3 Blockbusters with a few of us working. 3 of us worked at one. And we'd start at A in a genre, and we just we get 7 free rentals per week.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
Stacks of movies at the house
Yep.
and games, and we're just watching stuff, and we're just trying things out, and we're just, So I learned to build an opinion on things, and not so much a critic. I mean, yeah, I'll tell you, I think it sucked. You might enjoy it because of this. You know what I mean? I don't want to completely shatter people's... I want people to experience movies. I want you to watch this stuff, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Documentaries are good because they like I said, they're very enlightening. They
Yes.
teach you things maybe you didn't know. I mean, I learned a lot about a few bands and some things that were connected that I didn't know before. And of course, being in radio, I like that kind of information. I like to share that kind of information with people. Useless information, which is the excellent thing about documentaries, man, because you get to talk
Absolutely.
to so many people about so many different things. You know what I mean? And it's just incredible stories come out. But you got to have a lot of patience. And I mean, do you find that you have to, I guess, emotionally separate yourself from people in situations while you're filming things? Do you know what I mean?
I think somewhat.
Okay.
I think what I need to do is not necessarily. I mean, I guess it would depend. I haven't been in a situation where I've
Sure.
been.
But
I have been emotionally involved, but not super. I guess
But I'm sure coming up, things are going to come where it might either...
Yeah. The hardest thing to do is to probably be in the mindset of your target audience, which is that you know nothing about what you're filming.
Okay.
Because, for example, when I'm filming Comic-Con, well, I know Comic-Con. Like,
Sure.
I know
Yeah.
this, so I can make this just for Comic-Con people, but to make it good and accessible,
For everyone.
I need to introduce you to Comic-Con
Yeah.
and show you what that is. So
That's
that's
smart.
so that was with our first one. We kind of did it from Comic-Con in general, like what is it, how does it work, that kind of thing.
Well, in general,
awesome.
how we do things usually is we're starting out from a marketing standpoint in
Okay.
terms of who our target audience is and who's going to see it, who's going to like it.
Well,
and
yeah.
the story gets built from
Because
that.
who you're
usually.
delivering to at
Yeah,
that
it's
point.
who we're
Yeah.
delivering
Yeah,
to.
we can make it for us.
Yes.
I know what I like.
I
but-
mean,
Yeah.
we make the things for us, but we make them in the way that we know they're going to be viewed. Like, this is how somebody is going to like them.
That's good.
Which, I don't know, maybe we're nerds enough that we're in the right area
But,
to.
but
It's
see,
okay
I want
that
to give you
nowadays.
guys some kudos though,
Mhm.
especially with the Comic-Con videos. Being that I've been in Comic-Cons and doing conventions for 10 years or more, it's funny how many times people come to me and go, "Oh, do you have to be in costume?" Because the public
Right.
sees that
Just
5%
everyone in
of the
costumes,
audience who
yeah.
dresses up. Because
Right.
Yep.
who wants to take pictures of
Just
middle-aged
average
fat
Joe.
guys
people at a
in
booth.
t-shirts?
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
You guys showed a wider spectrum. You showed
Yeah.
regular fans. You didn't just focus on people in costumes.
Just kids. You showed kids out there. Just,
You showed kids, you showed adults,
enthralled.
families.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's something that the media has skewed on
Yeah.
Comic-Cons.
Well, of
It's
course
like,
they do.
oh, it's all about these 12 people who
Yep.
dress up.
They,
No, it's
they're-
about
but
everybody.
But that's a different animal and age of people who are trying to show you what they want you to see to get you involved in
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? But you guys are within a good age range
Mm-hmm.
of younger crowds and a little bit older crowds. So you guys have a good
Yeah.
spectrum.
You don't alienate one side
Yeah.
against the other. You
Exactly.
don't polarize.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
yeah.
So you guys could have a good level perspective. You know what I mean?
A lot
towards
of
things.
my Comic-Con stuff, I have to give a shout out to the Morgan Spurlock Comic-Con documentary he did.
Yeah.
I think it's called Comic-Con Episode 4: A Fan's
episode-
A
Hope.
fan's
Yep.
hope, yeah.
Pretty
Yep.
sure that's it.
Yep.
Yep.
I watched that before we started any of these documentaries, and that's the thing that was like, well, shit. Like, I have to do this
Yeah.
because it was so good. And that was after my first Comic-Con. I was just... the first time you go to a con,
Yeah.
it's like something completely different. You've never been to something
It's a
like
sensory
that.
overload.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Very much so.
yeah.
I brought my grandparents to last year.
It's so
This is weird.
exciting. Like,
They had 3 heart attacks.
They
while
did,
were
they
there.
did.
Yeah.
yeah, but you want everyone to experience
Well, of
what you
course.
just experienced and
Yeah.
feel what you just
Yeah.
felt. You've
Yep.
never felt so welcome and accepted
Yeah.
as
You're
you do
just
at a
like
con.
everybody else there.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
for people like us, we grew up nerdy. I was a geek. I got picked on before I actually blossomed into the gentleman that I am today, and learned that I can say pretty much whatever I want to.
right?
And most people just chalk it up as, "Hey, he's being funny." Sure, I am. But you can. It's you're not blended in anymore. I mean, that's the norm. These people they're not hiding anymore. They're not ashamed of the fact that I like Star Trek or I like Star Wars or you know what I mean? You collect comic books? Yeah, I do. Oh, you have an action figure in your room? Yeah, I do. Why are you questioning me?
Actually, the question is, why would you have a action figure? Everyone I know has at least 100.
Valid point.
Just
you know,
one.
Our room
Just
is chock
one.
full of pop culture. Don't get me wrong. I am actually blessed to have a wife who is just as equally as nerdy and passionate about stupid stuff that I am, like kaiju's and Mystery Science Theater and stuff, because that's all over our room. We have a teenage boy's bedroom. That's what we have. Yeah, two adults live in a teenage boy's bedroom. But you know, it's good that. Totally lost my train of thought. But it's a norm now, so people aren't afraid to be who they want to be, and it's so widely accepted now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like you said, media people try to pinpoint it and pigeonhole it to one specific thing.
What they're trying to do is usually from a media perspective, they're trying to show the shock value, the thing that sells. So when you're pitching,
you got to come down to see this.
Yeah, you got to come see.
You're not
going to
believe what's going on right now.
And
right.
You don't see the normal people. When we write something, we know we want somebody to watch it who isn't normally going to attend this and go, "This is cool. These are people."
That's exactly
I saw
what.
some cool shots you guys had of. There's a girl in full regalia of costume, just holding hands, walking around with her husband. He's just like just got out of work or something. But
he was in
and
jeans
she was in costume, but he's all you can see him. He's all just like looking at stuff. And it's like that's what you want to capture is just both elements of that want to draw people like, oh, that's adorable. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I like costumes. She doesn't, but she likes toys, and I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
The media never shows that there are people in their 70s and people who are 7 together.
Yep. There's whole families that
Mingling
cosplay
together,
together. I mean, there's kids that get dropped off. They've been saving their babysitting money or lawn mowing money, shoveling, whatever. Well, usually it's shoveling.
The first documentary had House of a Thousand Glue Sticks, which was an entire family affair, which is
exactly
a beautiful thing to see in this day and age of an entire family coming together for something.
Yeah. And I kind of wanted to show people that I knew were normal and knew how to function fairly normal in society, because a lot of times you just think of Comic-Con and you think of these.
You think of comic book man
exactly.
from The
Yes,
Simpsons.
exactly.
This guy's in his cave on his computer, like, oh, I hate this
It
movie.
is literally the worst thing ever.
Ever.
But no, I wanted to get people that they're passionate about stuff, but they're also they have normal jobs and normal lives, and that to me, that's Comic-Con.
And don't get us wrong, there are a bunch of creepy, weird, heavy-set guys on computers, and they're gross, and they do exist. Yeah. They are out there,
but
so
that's in every
but they're not everywhere,
culture.
right? So
in the car culture, in flea market,
you're gonna have that guy.
You find them,
and that's just how it is. But I like the fact that it is bringing people together. You know what I mean? You guys are working well, of course. Comic-Con helped that. This badge, Roger and I, we wouldn't have been introduced if it wasn't for a Comic-Con and stuff. I mean, not very different walks of life. Him and I, we're pretty much the same person. He dresses better.
He's got a style.
He's a lot more. He's a lot more polite. Let's be honest. But it's good that we can all connect and do things and spread the word and get stuff out about our passions and stuff. Like you guys and Alamo Studios, I cannot thank you enough for making the trip up here.
Absolutely.
It's been glorious, and you're welcome to come back because we're going to talk about bad movies and other movies and music soundtracks.
Oh, that's my thing.
We're going to do one on soundtracks. That's going to be dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
And I know, and we've also, Addison, he's a wealth of other knowledge, so we're going to have other people. Whatever we can talk about on the show, this is our outlet. It's not just my show. I mean, my name's on it. It's fair enough. But it's not just our show. I want to incorporate everyone that we can, that we're all connected, and we work together. It's pop culture at its finest, and we're going to keep it alive and keep this nostalgia going. So I thank you guys. They came a long way. Alamo Studios, Chad and Tyler, and Roger. Well, Roger, you're always here. Roger does stuff. He's here.
He's an honorary.
There was their image.
Yeah,
we need to do our
avoidance
corner because I think it's time that we talk things to avoid. You're not going to, because I think once we really paint the picture of the cinema that we're getting involved in this week, you're really going to want to check it out. I recently watched a documentary with my wife about King Kong. It's awesome, about the inspirations of King Kong, and then also how it gave us knockoffs, which are one of my favorite things. Knockoff are, they pay homage to the originals. Right? I mean, homage is a good word
It's a
to
cash
say.
grab. I'm
It's
sorry.
a cash
It's a
grab
cash
from some
grab.
companies. This one specifically is a knockoff of King Kong. There were many.
Probably, in my opinion, though, the best of the knockoffs.
I think this is one of the better of the knockoffs, and you can find it on
Easily.
Amazon if you're curious to watch
Yeah.
it. This one is called The Mighty Peking Man.
Peking Man.
Mighty Peking. It's over there. Oh, God, they gotta stop doing that to me. He switched sides on me again. It's like a cross attendant.
It's a mirror.
It's bad. It's you got the beautiful blonde woman in peril.
A Swedish actress who wears hardly anything surprising.
Loincloths.
It barely
Some
stays on.
kind of former animal
It's-
covering her
the
areas.
movie is worth to watch it actually just for her.
just for her.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Is that a leopard or cheetah trying to take those?
Oh well, we wait till we get to the cheetah part.
Hold on.
We'll talk about the cheetah.
Of course, you have the basic hero of the
Yeah.
film. He's a very
He's a
strong,
Photojournalist. Or
manly
something.
man. I've been all over the world photoing things and stuff. Meets the damsel, of course,
And her best
Sparks.
friend, the giant monkey.
and then her best friend, the giant monkey.
Ape. He's a giant
He's a Neanderthal prehistoric creature like thing.
It's King Kong.
He's not even a monkey. See, he doesn't look like a monkey.
He does look a little weird.
It
But
doesn't look like a monkey though. Mighty
True.
Peking Man just looks like he's got like just a sloping forehead and he's kind of hairy and stuff. It's
he's kind of a cross
not-
between a Neanderthal and a gorilla.
But there wasn't much effort involved put into Peking Man himself. So it's kind of like if a Yeti comes out of the woods and grabs a lady and then they have to fight over her or something. It's just silly.
Some of the miniature work is really good though.
Some of the miniature work is really good. That was around the times of like the Harryhausens and a lot of little still work, which is dynamite. Even still to this day,
Yeah.
I mean, Harryhausen hands down was one of the finest monster creators and animators of his time.
Oh,
hands down. We
still.
wouldn't get half the
Never.
stuff if it wasn't for his work doing the little. I mean, I couldn't even imagine. That was
Even-
only like 3 to 4 guys doing that at the time.
Even his design, comp, and sketch work
Yeah.
is phenomenal because he worked
Yeah.
on charcoals and chalks. And,
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
Oh yeah. Anybody who works in charcoal, that stuff's just beautiful. You do it right. But yeah, there was like 4 guys doing it at the time, moving these little dinosaurs and characters and monkeys and other prehistoric creatures. Nowadays, you got staffs of hundreds. They're sending it overseas to their team of people to CGI to make everything. You know what? There's a lot to be said for rubber suits and practical puppetry and costume work and stuff like that. There is a lot, and it's probably a lot cheaper
Oh yeah.
for materials or even in making your own materials or something like that. I couldn't even imagine that.
I've always wanted, because I think it would be the most fun thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be a suit actor.
I was thinking about that the other day. Maybe
I'm
we'll talk
dying
about
to
these
be-
guys. We'll do
yeah.
a rubber suit.
You
movie.
give us models to smash, we'll put suits on, and we're fine.
We'll smash models
We
and
will
rubber
make
suits.
just make a movie around that.
I think we're doing that. I think all together we could write a damn fine kaiju movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, go team. We're going to talk about this more. Getting back to Peking Man.
Yeah.
Of course, they have escapades through the jungle.
Yeah. My favorite scene, which we were just
Yes.
the leopard.
Yeah.
I don't know if the leopard was incredibly drugged, but there's this like frolicking romp scene, and she picks it up and in helicopters, holds
Yeah.
it by the
And
shoulders,
just
and
kinda-
just spins it around, and it is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever.
The
And they're
thing
laughing.
just looks like it doesn't care. At one point, it looks like
Oh.
they just kind of throw it at them.
Yeah, and it's
Woo!
the leopard's got to be so drugged, which
And,
is clearly made in the Philippines. And
It's
in
back
Asia,
when they
so
didn't care about. They're like animals may possibly have been harmed in this film.
Absolutely.
We don't know.
Actors
we lost one
may
of the
have been
lions somewhere in the jungle.
harmed in that movie.
It got loose. No worries though. He'll turn up. But Mighty Peking Man, I mean, for all it's worth, and as bad as it is, it's the better of the bad knockoffs.
It
And
is.
It is one of our recommendations of things to avoid,
It
but we suggest you
it's
watch.
so good on a bad level that it had a resurgence in the 90s because
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino
Yeah.
released on his Rolling Pictures
I remember something about that.
subset. So that's the
Subset?
reintroduction.
that-
Subsidiary he had some secondary line of
that
home
had to
video
do with
release.
that had to do with Mighty Peking Man. I remember
That was
something
one
coming
of the
up.
pictures he released on Rolling
Was it?
Rolling Pictures.
I don't remember that fact.
Yep.
Man, I'm glad you're here, Roger.
That's what I'm here for.
Maybe you should come back. No.
Next week's wrestling, I
You're
know
busy.
nothing about it. I can't
All right.
be here for that.
I have a guest co-host coming in next week. I know somebody they hooked me up with. I heard he's kind of a dick. So I think we'll get along great. We'll probably be best friends, get an apartment, ride tandem bikes around town, go to, food markets
It's like
and
Three's
stuff.
Company -1.
Kinda. That'd
Yeah.
be fun. That'd be great. I mean, I can get one of those 3-seat bikes too if we add another one. But
you
we'll see how the relationship builds.
need to
You
get
might get fully
you need to get a
replaced.
Mr. Roper, and
He might be really good.
he might be.
All right, we'll
I've
find
met
out.
this guy. He's kind of a douche. Yeah.
Then he's going to be terrible. This will be awesome. And of course, Joe is our typical Googleist, Googleologist,
Googler.
Googleologist,
Googler.
Googleist.
Expert Googler.
We'll get him. We'll get him. He Googles himself sometimes. That's not. We're not going to discuss that. We'll save that for the show. But he's going to come in and talk about wrestling because he knows more than he should, and he's always here with us. We'll let him put together a package, and we're going to talk wrestling because I was raised on wrestling
I can't wait to
in
watch
the
it.
80s and 90s. It's going to be great. Yeah,
I
while you're
can't wait to
comfortable
watch
at
it.
home,
look at that.
sipping mimosas. There's
Oh,
Joe.
hey Joe. Say hi to the camera.
Yeah, he doesn't know where the camera
Over there.
is. That's
There
behind
we
you.
go.
All right, Joe will be with us. So we're going to talk wrestling. Thanks to Pucks. Go out and buy some. Drink it. It's delicious. Tardy's Collector's Corner down at Burton and Eastern.
Retro
right here.
Rags.
Retro Rags. They're all over the place. On
They
the
just
internet.
released another shirt that I designed.
Did they? Which one was this?
It's the combination of Got Milk and the Slime, the toy from the 90s.
Nice.
Got Slime.
That's awesome. And of course, the Breakfast Bunch you can get over there. And he's got the Rancid things, and Motu Joe still doing magnificent work in the Saturday morning breakfast cereals.
Yep.
And so make sure and check him out. Tune in with him.
And-
Alamo
and
Studios.
good
I
friends
can't
at
thank
Alamo.
enough for those guys coming in.
Thank you
Addison
so
from
much.
Troma. Who am I missing? Julie from Paranormal Society.
Grand
She needs
Rapids
to get
Ghost
hold of me
Hunters.
soon so I can complain about paranormal people. We need to get involved with her tour, so we need to go do some actual cool paranormal stuff sometime soon. And I'll get some more videos out from other locations, like Comic Signal. I'm going to go down and visit them, say hi, take a tour. Rocket Fizz, where we got delicious drinks and stuff here in Grand Rapids. So all kinds of places. And if you guys got any ideas, shows, want us to come visit, let us know. Storytime with Uncle Punky. I'm Uncle Punky for Roger, Alamo, the boys in the back, everybody here. We'll see you next week. It'll be great.
It's the Saturday Night Live.